another thing to think about with disordered emotional boundaries is overfunctioning. Would any of you feel like you might be an overfunctioner, where you might be taking on more responsibility than is yours? This can look like doing things for others that they can and should be doing for themselves, which of course also describes codependent behavior. It's volunteering and doing the things. A lot of times we're doing shit that people are literally not even asking us to do. Anybody just doing stuff of their own accord? No one's even asking. Yeah. Yes, it's a compulsion. You know, part of this compulsion is to provide value and to sort of secure your own worthiness by doing. It's almost this feeling. I used to be this way in my 20s, where, especially with love relationships, where it's like I felt like I certainly had a worthiness issue because I felt like I had to be utilitarian, right? I had to be adding value, doing something for that person, going above and beyond all the time. But it wasn't from love. It was from fear, which so much of this, when we talk about disordered emotional boundaries, because what ends up happening when we overfunction is that eventually we end up bitter, right? We're angry, we're pissed off, feeling like someone else is taking advantage of us, even if we're volunteering to do all of this crap. I blamed everyone, where I just felt like they were, who raised them? They're so friggin' entitled, you know? The thing with overfunctioning, though, is that even if people are grateful, here's the thing, they can never be grateful enough, because we're not doing it from a healthy place where regular, normal gratitude will fill it. We're expecting them to fill a place in us that only our own self-regard is going to fill, that only self-love will fill, that only having real self-esteem will fill. So we're always left kind of wanting. Even if they're grateful, I'm still pissed, or I used to be, right? They're grateful and I'm like, yeah, but not really. They don't realize what I sacrificed to do it, you know, even though they didn't freaking ask me to. Really, you're driven by fear of rejection. We're driven by fear of abandonment, you know? So when your emotional boundaries are disordered, overfunctioning can feel less like a choice and more like a compulsion. This compulsive behavior really takes a toll on our relationships, because we do end up in the position of giving from an empty bucket. So it's that much harder, and we're pissed because we feel like it's them, it's not us, you know? All right, so we're going to do an exercise together right now. I want you to raise your awareness by taking an overfunctioning inventory so you can get specific about what relationships in your life need your attention. We're raising awareness, though, you guys, without judgment, right? Deepak talks about when you can become the observer of your own behavior without judgment. That's like one of the highest forms of your own evolution. So let's not judge. I want you to think about just one relationship where you might be overfunctioning right now. It could be at work. It could be family. We're not going to do minor children because that's a whole more complicated thing. So don't pick a kid under 18, but anyone else is fine. And these are the 3 questions you're going to answer. You're going to name the individual for whom you're overfunctioning, what you're doing for them that they can and really should be doing for themselves, right? And number 3 is what you're doing that is not your responsibility. Those 2 are similar but different.